There was a time when I would continuously set the bar higher every time I achieved a goal. And there's nothing wrong with preparing for the next goal, but I did it without even taking a break or celebrating the fact that I had achieved a goal. And it wasn't until I realized that I was never happy, even despite meeting all these goals, and that I felt that what I was doing was never good enough, that I decided to change my approach. So, hi everybody, my name is Vassia. I'm a psychologist, expert in perfectionism and burnout, but also an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, I know very well the toll that our mental health can take because of our entrepreneurial passion. I know, and that's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss why burnout happens a lot to entrepreneurs. And of course, actionable tips in order to protect your mental health if you are an entrepreneur. So let's start with the first one. Why it happens to so much to entrepreneurs and what is so special? It feels like we are running a marathon on a treadmill, pushing hard, but never actually really moving forward or realizing that we are successful or that we are growing. That's exactly the same thing that has happened to me as well in the past. And that's exactly what is the burnout. You feel stagnated, you feel stuck, you feel not only stuck, but also overwhelmed in this stuckness. And research shows that when your work demands far exceed your capacity to recover, that's when burnout is inevitable. I remember when I used to work late at night, convinced that if I push a little bit more, that success would be around the corner. But then, even though after these countless sleepless nights, I discovered that burning the midnight oil without pausing was not only draining my energy, but also it was killing my creativity. I was losing my focus. I was making decisions that didn't feel like good decisions. And of course, I was not feeling happy, even though I was growing and I was successful, as I said. Does it resonate with you? Do you feel like you're always for years in this constant treadmill that sometimes feels like a roller coaster and still doesn't resonate? You don't feel that is good enough. What is it that we're doing? Not only we're working long hours, but also we are forgetting to take breaks. Why taking breaks is important? Not only for resting, that's the basic function of taking a break. Because creativity happens in the breaks, because your good decision happens in the breaks. The moment that there's silence around you, and you're not constantly busy, hustling, solving problems, thinking about the next problems. When you pause that for a moment and your brain is able to relax, to get out of the survival mode, then this is when you get your good ideas. This is when you feel like an entrepreneur. This is where you start seeing the big picture of your business, the strategy behind your business. Yes, the hustle culture glorifies sleepless nights and zero downtime, but it's not going to work in a sustainable way for your business. That's something that works only for a little while. Another thing that we do is the constant connectivity. Like we are in a digital work, we're always on checking emails, taking comments from our followers and subscribers. We're always scared that maybe a client will come back at the middle of the night and we need to respond. So whenever we wake up, immediately we check our phones for any new emails. That again doesn't help the brain to rest in order to be productive and creative and focused. So even though when you technically not work, still you're on, and that doesn't help. That is leading us straight forward into burnout. Of course, I'm going to talk about perfectionism, right? You know that. So perfectionism is another reason as entrepreneurs suffer so much from burnout because whatever we create is never good enough, or because we postpone things from going into action because we are waiting for the perfect moment. Perfectionism really drains our energy, gets us stuck into this loop of overthinking, but also severely damages our confidence. Another reason why we entrepreneurs we struggle with burnout because we are afraid of failure. I get it. Yes, We think that we're going to be exposed, we're going to be ridiculed, we're going to be embarrassed if we make a mistake. So we have to make the perfect decision again. So fear of failure and perfectionism, you see that how they go hand in hand. And every decision feels like a life or death choice that sends us spiraling into anxiety again. And also, we are confusing success with happiness. We want to be successful, but at the same time, this doesn't make us happy. Or we do things that don't resonate with us. We didn't choose them. We say yes too often to projects that really don't resonate with us. They're not aligned with our values. We just do it for the sake of success or maybe financial success. And we assume that this next milestone will bring joy, but it doesn't. So it's a trap. All these factors that we just mentioned, the long hours, the constant connectivity, the perfectionism, the fear of failure, the confusion between success and happiness, it's a trap that we fall all the time again and again. How do we break this relentless cycle and build a thriving business without losing our minds? That's important. What's the point of you being successful and then needing another year or so in order to recover from burnout and completely stay out of your job you love so much? What's the point? There's no point in that. So we want to create sustainable growth. So here are some things that we can do. First of all, schedule strategic breaks and celebrate your wins. These two go together. Think of your energy as the battery in your smartphone. For example, you wouldn't let your phone run on empty, so why would you? So block out non-negotiable break times, lunchtime, or your morning, the beginning of the intentional morning that you would like to begin your day with intention and with focus. But also celebrate every small win. Perfectionists say, no, 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 I need first to reach the big goal and then I will celebrate. No, you need some energy back. And we get energy back when we are celebrating every tiny little step we make. It is important. This is not just feel good advice. Research shows and support that regular recovery boosts long term productivity. Before I go to the next step, if you find yourself, because we talked about overthinking, if you find yourself spiraling into overthinking, remember, I have it there available for you for free, my overthinking guide in the link below. The second tip that I find very useful: set boundaries that honor your values. It is a critical part of sustaining your drive to set clear boundaries. What kind of projects are you going to say yes to, and what kind of projects are you going to say no to? Establish work hours when it is that work finishes and you are not going to work anymore, but you're going to spend the rest of your day on something else that is aligned with your values. Respect your personal life. Sometimes we put even more effort at our work because that's the only thing that we are doing well. We have abandoned friends and family and free time, no hobbies. We are scared that if it fails, that's going to be a disaster, of course. So now what we're doing is that we are spreading our effort. We know that we are not only our work, we're much more than this. Our actions need to reflect our own self values. And your actions are not only the time that you put on your work, the actions are also the after working hours, the people that you talk to, the hobbies that you practice, the shows that you even watch on Netflix. All these are aligned with your values. So the more we live aligned with your values, the more we experience intrinsic motivation and well-being. We feel happy with ourselves. So create a routine that allows you to switch off work mode and engage in what makes you happy. My third tip is invest in yourself and in your mindset. Either that's through therapy or online courses or a coach or a mentor, it doesn't matter. But sometimes we are blocked in our business and stuck and struggling with our mental health because of a lot of limiting beliefs we have. And then the more we are stuck there, the more this expands. Whether it's therapy or courses on mindfulness or resilience, it doesn't matter. These resources can provide you with new strategies in order to manage stress and foster creativity. There's not going to be any business that will run without stress, without challenges, without mistakes, without setbacks. Are we prepared for that? Those professionals that I have worked with, that they become successful, are those that they have allowed themselves to take professional guidance because it's hard. Entrepreneurship is hard. I know that. And my last tip is create a realistic routine, create realistic goals, develop a schedule that actually balances work and breaks and leisure, but also unexpected events. Like if you have a very tight schedule and then suddenly your car breaks and you have to, go to the garage, do you have a buffer for these things? When you get sick and you have to stay in bed the whole time, what happens to your schedule? Is there going to be an avalanche created because of that? So create a realistic routine where also buffer time is included for life happening. Life happening means surprises that you didn't predict. So, to wrap things up, remember, being an entrepreneur is not about relentless hustle at the expense of your well being. It's about recognizing the need to celebrate wins, to set healthy boundaries, to practice self care, to change your mindset in regards to how you see yourself and your business. And of course, mistakes and failures and all these unexpected things that happen in our businesses. So, when you start valuing your mental health as much as your business goals, then you build the foundation for long term success and, of course, genuine happiness. Don't forget to grab my overthinking guide. You're going to find it in the comments, and I would love to hear your thoughts. And, if you have been through burnout, please feel free to share. It's a safe community here. Thank you for watching, and remember, take good care of yourself.